going to go straight in. We're just going straight today. No specials. This is the end of the year. We're just going low key.
Yeah, and see who turns up.
See who turns up, shows up. I did post in our Facebook and Consem World group.
I know, and that's where I saw it, and I thought, oh, crikey, let's get the computer turned on. Right.
Even though you were prepared, I see how prepared you were. Well, hopefully Tony will show up. I didn't hear from Tony yet, so maybe he'll show up in a little bit. Hopefully we'll get to see him.
Yep, yeah, he said he'll pop in as and when, I think.
So, end of the year, Kyle. Evening, gents. How you doing?
Hi, Kyle.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
We can't keep off this blooming thing, can we?
All right, so let's start. This is the end of the year, right? So we have 2021 to evaluate, right? So in 2021, how many new games? Not necessarily new as in
how many
games did you receive this year? There, it doesn't have to be new. You know what I'm saying?
This may take some time.
That's all right. We got all day.
Okay, let's do that. Like we got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Are you stacking them on your shelf by like what year you acquire them?
No, they're done by manufacturer. I think it looks nicer.
Yeah, it does.
Isn't that sad?
That's what I do mine too. I got all my coin games on one, and I got my Sentinels games all together, and I got my Panzers all together. So
yeah.
I even have the Dark Summer with my was it the Dark? What is it? Dark Valley. The Dark Summer and the Dark Valley together too. So
if that's right, I'll have to check to see. It's about 25 games. That sounds terrible.
25.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I think I was just looking. I got probably 16 or 17.
Yeah.
And I got a couple back there on the shelves. But I got a lot of stuff that's not.
Well, I got all those Panzers in, didn't I?
Did I have any luck speaking with Mike about the Awakening expansion? Mike actually emailed me to get in contact with him. So, I emailed him yesterday and I said, hey, I saw you were trying to blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, let's get together and talk sometime. So I don't know. We haven't. I emailed him back my Discord information, so hopefully he can get with me on Discord. So I don't know what's going on yet. Oh, speaking of, happy football day, says Mike. We were just talking about. Kyle was asking if I've got any luck with Mike yet, but I just sent Mike my email or my Discord information. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk on Discord and find out what we can do about that. Trying to get my Awakening expansion for Labyrinth. So that'd be good. So yeah, I think I got about 16 or 17 new games this year. That's not horrible, but like I said, I get a lot of stuff that's not war games as well. I'm not counting that stuff.
Oh, I didn't count that.
Right. I probably got another.
No, thanks, mate. Thanks for making me feel a bit better about it. He's trying to make me feel better about
it. Yeah. It's pretty good, Ruff. 2 a month is an average. I don't think that's abnormal. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's not like we got like 100 new games or anything. So
crazy. Are you shuffling Fields of Fire cards there?
I am.
Yeah.
Because tonight, I think I'm actually going to play a scenario. And the reason here, I'm going to show you this. I'm actually going to play a scenario. Let me share my screen here. So, we did our live stream with the Blue Tweezers. We had a good time doing that, and
Yeah, that was fun.
we got to learn the game. I've been watching some videos. I actually had the rule book out and going through some stuff, right? But let's see if I can share my screen. Share screen. There we go.
Like I said, he's made a War Room game channel.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. Kyle says he may have found a copy on eBay. So, anyways, I was watching
Solo
Fire from Solo Board Gaming.
I'll try and get him on the show next year if I can.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. He's definitely a
New
Brit or something over there because he's got
he's
that
a bit up
accent.
north to me.
North of you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does a really good job. So if you want to learn the game, I would highly, highly recommend you to go over and check out his videos because he does a pretty good walkthrough of the game, and he's actually run across some things that we didn't come across. So it's good to I didn't know we had to do that.
Yeah.
So then I pull out the little rule book, and I'd find that in the rule, and I'd read that little rules section and kind of get familiar with it. So we'll definitely have to have him on the old channel next year. He does a good job. So Solo Board Gaming, if you're unfamiliar with him, go subscribe. He only has what? Oh no, that's likes. How many?
600, I think he is 600 something.
677. Yeah. Somebody just subscribed because I was at 676 when I was looking at the video, and when I clicked over here, it went to 677. So somebody just subscribed. So that's nice.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to do Waterloo Solitaire game.
That's that booklet that Worthington.
I looked at that. And
the Bismarck as well. Not sure, but
it's the only thing that's kind of I was reading 24 scenarios. Oh, that's cool. Well, it's not really 24 scenarios. It's 12 scenarios. You're playing 12 with Napoleon and then 12 with Wellington. So you're just playing the same scenario
swapping
with the other side. Yeah. So, and I think there's only actually 4 scenarios, but you play the 4 scenarios 3 different ways, I think is what it is. So there's not even that many scenarios. So I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to probably get that. So
great if you're going away somewhere and you take it with you to the hotel. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I want to see how Tony gets on with those other Worthington games he's got, the solo games. See how he gets on with those. That's what I'm saving me other Christmas.
I got 2 Worthington games in this year.
That's great. The quality is great on them.
And to be honest, I didn't know anything about them. What they were going to be like or anything. It just sounded good, blah blah blah. But I mean, the quality of the components really good, thick. They're already pre-rounded counters. Just punch out, which I was like, oh, that's super nice. And they got big text on them. You can see some of the big text, so you don't like squinting to find out what they are.
I'll get your magnifying glass out.
And they have a nice little like planning sheet thing that you can plan ahead of time, so you can look at this.
All right.
And then the maps are really, really, really nice. So that's why I was looking at the Worthington stuff, because I'm like, I should probably get some more of this. They have a nice like play example in the playbook. Step by step playthrough. They have these nice little charts for setup.
It's great. Yeah.
And then they have these little different scenario cards, each color coded with a different thing. So yeah, I liked them. I think
but these games I think are reprints from Victory Games, I think.
Oh, are they? See, I
I
didn't
think
even
so.
know.
Yeah, Into the
It was
Fire.
low counter density, so
Yeah.
yeah, seems pretty good.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how he gets on with those because he's bought 2 or 3 of them. See if they're any good. And I've got my extra Christmas money to spend because I did show you this just before we went live, but I did get this today because we opened our presents on Boxing Day. Got the Panzer Grenadier with the Battleships. It's a folio game. But what it is, they've got the rules, excuse me, in this big book. You've got the 4th edition rules in here at the back, and at the front you've got the special rules for river battleships. So, and that's about, how long is that? Yes. That's like 31 pages. And then you've got, weirdly, the
Panzer
4th
Grenadier.
edition rules in there at the end. So I'm looking forward to doing that. 16 scenarios. It wasn't very expensive. It's a brand new one out. And yeah, looking forward to doing some of that maybe next year.
We need to get, you know, we need to get Avalanche Press on here and really talk to somebody.
No,
right? I mean, I don't ever hear any of the other war game channels talking about Avalanche Press. We bring them up quite a bit. So I think I love their Great War at Sea and their Second World War at Sea games are awesome. I used to have, I wish I would have never gotten rid of it. They had a monster. You know how we're preparing for Pacific War from GMT.
Yeah.
Well, Avalanche Press used to have a monster game called Leyte Golf. It had like,
yes, I've heard of that. Yes.
3,000 different ship counters. It was insane. I used to have that. You can't find it anywhere for under like $500 now.
I've seen it. I've seen the game and no, it's
oh my God. It is, if you want to get into that game. And I used to have like 4 or 5 of their Second World War at Sea games.
Yeah.
There are a lot of bookkeeping, I guess, bookkeeping work.
Yeah.
You know, because you're keeping track of hits and you know, all that stuff and armor on the ships and stuff. Yeah. So there are kind of a lot of bookkeeping.
Yeah, Peter says he's got that in storage.
Oh, Peter. Hey, buddy. Hey, my good friend Peter. You need to get with me because we're going to be making a trade.
Okay. So, and Mike has said he sent me and Tony an invite for the game room. Is that on Discord then? I assume it's on Discord.
Yeah, I think it was on Discord. Yeah. Hi, Private. How you doing, buddy? Private's been very, very good. Well, we have a lot of good people.
Yeah, we have a lot of good supporters.
So this is our end of the year. We're just talking about the year that was, what happened, how we feel about it, what games we got. We're just randomly talking about things. So if you guys have a subject or you have a question, be sure to ask it. Tony will hopefully be along as soon as he can. So
it's quiet.
Yeah, we actually get a lot of talking in without Tony here. So that reminds me of the good old days. And I didn't tell you this, Ruff. You're going to find this really funny, right? So remember that picture when we did our 2nd year anniversary, and I kept that picture of me and you, and I posted it up. Yeah. It was like from 2 years ago, and had our headphones on and everything.
Yeah.
For some reason, every time I boot up my computer now, you know how you have your little login screen? It's the picture of us. I don't know how it's taken that picture and put it as my login screen. So it's like every day now I get to see me and you hanging out. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's funny. That's great. I mean,
Peter, so Peter, you need to get in touch with me. I've got some stuff that you need. You got some stuff that I need. So we're gonna make a really good trade. So
you want that like golf, don't you?
You have my email address, idjesterlive@gmail.com. idjesterlive@gmail.com. Be sure to email me, Peter. We have got to talk.
Oh dear. And Private Public says, is World War II at sea easy to solo? It's not really, because it's hidden information. But I think,
well, that's not all the scenarios are not like that, though.
no, you've got some battle scenarios and different types of scenarios. But I think on BGG there is a solo fan-made solo thing you can use,
like a bot. Yeah.
Bot.
I played both sides because even if you know where the enemy's going, even if you end up crossing paths, right? It's kind of almost like Atlantic Chase, right? So you pre-plot everything, and then you moon the ships, and then if any of their paths cross, then at some point they were in the same sector. But even if you were in the same sector, doesn't mean you're still going to get together. You have to roll like a 6-sided dice, and on like a 1, 2, or 3.
See if you see each other.
You see one another. Otherwise, you don't even see everyone. So yeah, it's not even that good. RJL, what's going on? The great rough swordsman who's going to be Wargamer of the Year.
Nah, they've already picked that.
Who did they pick?
I don't know. I know that that's not me.
You don't know that?
No, I don't.
Now, that's best and worst games you played this year and why?
Well, you know my answer already, don't you?
I know your best.
I've not played any worse games. Otherwise, I wouldn't play them. What did I play? I can sort of rank them. Let's have a look on my channel and see if I can sort of rank them. You know, where are we? My channel. God, I need 80 more.
Saying it would be hard to give up, but let me think about it. I need to inventory to see if it's still complete. Yeah, inventory it. Send me some photos of it, and you can give it up. It's sitting in storage doing nothing. You should send it to me because of all the enjoyment that I've given you over the years. So you should just send it to me as a gesture. We give out games all the time. RJ Hill is now collecting Avalanche Press Second World War at Sea games.
There you go.
So RJL is one of my big sports game simmers, and he saw me doing some war stuff. He's like, hey, I really like that stuff too. So he's been kind of a little converted over. He's gotten all the leaders stuff. He's gotten a bunch of different war games. So he's starting to get into. So check on RJL 518. You might want to subscribe.
That's good.
Yeah, you're not going to pick up a copy of Latte Golf. No, I don't think so, buddy. Not unless you're super rich. So best game for you. All right. So here's what we're going to do, right? I'm going to tell you your favorite game and least favorite game, and then you're going to tell me my favorite game and least favorite game. All right. So we'll play this little. So I think Ruff's favorite game this year was Atlantic Chase. Am I right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah,
I know
it's got to be.
For me, it just ticked all the boxes for me. Yeah, I know that people poo-poo it, you know, and when I say that, it always reminds me of Stephen Fry and Blackadder, you know, poo-poo, the poo-pooer. But yeah, some people don't get it. But I think it's great. I just think the mechanics is great. I get what was the purpose of the mechanics. I get what Jeremy was trying to achieve with the operations room. You looking down and trying to plot where your fleets are and the convoys and getting a bit scared when the Germans get near and all that sort of thing. Yeah, so great. I've got to maybe do a bit more of that next year. But there's so many games. But yes, it's my favorite game. Yeah.
All right. And then I'm going to say your least most enjoyable game, not your least favorite, but your least most enjoyable game that you played this year is going to be.
It's going to be.
I know what it is. I know exactly what it is.
Well,
it is. I just have to remember the name of it now. It is. Don't tell me. I got it. Hang on.
All right.
I have to look it up. Space Corps.
Yeah.
Space Corps.
Again, not that I dislike it in any way. It's just not for me. I didn't ring the bells. Didn't do it for me. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yes.
Well
I
done.
was correct. I'm both your favorite and your least favorite. Wow, that's because I pay attention. I care about you enough that I pay attention to your likes and dislikes.
Well, yes, and also I don't do many games in a year, do I?
Well, you did more than you think, because
I
Tony
know.
counted 9 on your channel, and then
That's
you've
great.
done how many with Blue and Us? You've done at least 4 that I can think of.
Yeah.
So that's at least 14 games you played. Dennis, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Yeah.
You're a little late to the show, as usual.
But better late than never.
Well, as long as you brought your homework assignment with you. So I'm gonna say this a couple times, but I'm gonna say this now, probably in the middle and then towards the end. Next week, we're doing our 10 games that we are going to play next year. I want everyone in the chat to send me their 10 games, because next year at this time, we're going to grade everybody out there. So here's the way you can prove you played your game. You can prove it in one of 2 ways. You can either email myself, Ruff, or Tony, any one of us, with a picture of you playing the game set up. That's number 1. Or number 2, you can post a picture of it on our Facebook or ComSim World group, so you can prove that you've played your games. We're going to keep track of everyone that wants to participate in this to see how many people complete their 10 objectives next year. So it's going to be any 10 war games, whether they're out now or coming out next year or whatever. You have to come up with a list of 10 that you are definitely 100% going to play. And then you're going to email that list, or you're going to post that list on our ComSim World or Facebook group. And we're going to have a list for next year. And we're going to keep track of that. Ruff's already deep in thought.
I am. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to try and be a bit clever this year or next year. Instead of just reeling off, I'm going to have a think like what I'm doing with Tweez and anybody else, and what I really want to play this year. So, yeah.
RJL, my favorite game comes out finally in January, February, Pacific War. That's a monster. That is a monster. I hope you got a lot of room, RJL.
It's two maps.
Yeah,
and a little wee
2 maps, but the maps are what, 32
by 34. Yeah, 22 by 34 inch. Normal size.
I just got an email from Tony. Not going to make it. I'm out of the house, so looks like he's out doing something with the wife. Probably so he won't.
Far more entertaining.
Yes, absolutely. Let's look at the map sides for this game.
Yeah, that's coming in or being charged.
I almost hate to miss it because it's going to be the the game of the year, right? So if we share my screen again, I think this is going to be the game that everybody's going to want. If you're going to get it now, $79. That's a pretty good deal instead of 125. So pre-order it. Pre-order from the GMT. Get on the P500.
It's been charged in January the 6th, I think.
January 6th. So
quick.
And you can see I do not actually have this one pre-ordered. I actually had it, and then I deleted it. The reason I deleted it was because if we go to the components, 2 22 by 34 inch mounted maps. So that's going to be 44 by 68 total. That's not that big, actually.
No, that's what I think. 2 of my tables. If I get my act together, 2 of my tables, one there, that will be it sorted. And you get a little map where you do a lot of scenarios on it. And Mark was saying, read this book first. He was telling you how to do it. Read this book and play the games. Do this, do that. So it looks. You've got to have it though. It's a Mr. H game. You've got to have it.
I mean, I'm really getting into the Pacific War this year.
Yeah.
You never did my favorite and least favorite games of the year.
Oh, I'm trying to think what you actually played.
Go on my channel. You can look it up.
It's all cars, and I'm trying to find.
Philip Reynolds is asking. We'll get to this question while he's looking that up. Let me get to Philip's question. He says, and Philip Reynolds is another one of my sports sim guys on my channel.
And you're bringing him over to the dark side.
I'm bringing him over to the dark side. Hey, what game do you suggest is my #1 buy for 2022?
We need to know what sort of interests.
Yeah, you got to be a little more specific. What kind of are you talking? Are you talking war game? Are you talking board game? Are you talking?
Yeah, and is it
solo? Are you talking? What's your favorite genre? Yeah, this is why I don't have it on pre-order anymore. So what percentage of buyers will play Pacific War? I love the idea of the game, but admit I'd never get a table. Yeah, Tim feels exactly the same way that I feel. It's like I love to have the game. It'd be awesome to have set up. It'd be awesome to play. But man, would it ever get played, or is it just going to sit on the shelf?
Well, it's got that little map in it, so who knows? I'm going to try and get the thing out. Right. Okay.
All right. So here we go. All right, give it to me, Ruff. What do you think?
I'm probably not going to be right, but I think maybe the favorite game you played was the one you just showed me. Because I remember you saying when you did it that you just got it out of the box and started playing the thing. Is the Worthington Bulge 1944? No,
that I didn't actually. I got that set up a couple times, so I'm going to give you a reprieve because I've never played it. I got it out. I did an unboxing. I set it up like 2 or 3 times. I never actually played it, but I have a feeling if I did play it, and it was actually because we're going through Bulge time just the last couple weeks. I was thinking about playing a Bulge game, but so I never actually got to play that one. So I'll give you a reprieve.
All right, I'm trying to find what other games you played that are.
Mike Butterjelly says for Philip, Thunder Alley. Thunder Alley is a really good sports game. It's a like a NASCAR type simulation game and is really, really good. If you like sports, if you like board games, Thunder Alley, you can't beat Thunder Alley. It is really, really solid. Really, really good. And there's even a couple expansions for it. So if you like Thunder Alley, you can definitely get into a couple of them.
You would class Labyrinth as a war game, wouldn't you?
I guess I would absolutely class any of the coin games as a war game.
Well, I'm going to say, let's say Labyrinth then as your favorite. But then I'm saying a coin game. Is that your favorite coin game? Labyrinth as your favorite. And your least favorite, I think, from what I heard your comments after playing it, was the one set in Japan. I can't find the blooming thing now. You know what I mean, though, yeah?
The one set in Japan.
Warriors of God.
Where it's the Warriors of Honor. What is it called?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the Japan one. That Warriors of God set in England. Warriors of Japan. Yeah.
Warriors of Japan.
Yeah. I did rubbish.
Okay, so favorite game, Labyrinth. I really think I'm going to like it, although we've only played a couple turns, so it's a little hard. I've done through the solo bot. I can't say that it was quite my favorite game,
right.
but it definitely inspired me to play Cuba Libre the other day because I was like, oh, I don't want to, we played a couple turns and I'm kind of letting it sit there and digest, let people post comments, oh, you did this wrong or you missed this or whatever before we carry on, because I want to make sure we definitely have a good playthrough, a solid playthrough without too many mistakes. If we make too many mistakes, then I'll just restart because we're really early into it. But my favorite game, and Dennis is correct, D-Day Dice.
Oh, I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, D-Day Dice is my favorite game.
Completely forgot. Well done, Dennis.
That is, I've been talking about this. If you guys don't have D-Day Dice, it's pretty good, fun game, especially when you get all the expansions. And it's pretty quick. You can play it pretty quick. It sets up really quickly. You can tear it down really quickly. There's just a bunch of different stacks of cards and a couple boards, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. And it's a lot of fun. It really is. I played 4 or 5 different scenarios, I think. So that was probably my favorite of the year. Plus, it's new. It looks really good. It plays really good. There's a lot of strategy because, believe it or not, there's a lot of strategy in this game because the board's set up into different quadrants. And some of the quadrants will be like, take 4 damage unless you have your sniper, right? So that might be on the left side, and on the right side, it might be like, take 5 damage unless you have the minesweeper because there's mines there or something like that. So then you have to, as you're progressing through, you have to kind of plan ahead, right? So, I get a guy, right? You get an event that allows you to pick a guy out. So you're thinking, well, do I want to pick out the sniper? Do I want to pick out the minesweeper? Do I want to pick out the bazooka guy because I need to blow up the thing at the end of there's actually a lot of it.
Yeah, well done, Dennis. Yeah, you're forgiven.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
Ruff doesn't listen to a word I say.
I don't listen to anybody. Goes in one ear and out the other.
He's only about himself. He only thinks about himself, I tell you.
I don't even remember what I say.
For my least favorites, let me look through and see what we have for least favorite that we did this year.
You have to swim through all those card games and sports games till you get to a war game.
There's quite a few, isn't there? There's sports here. There's sports. Oh, look, here's our 2-year anniversary show. Look at that. There's Mystic Veil on here. Role Player. Talisman.
Loads of stuff.
You know what I'm going to say, right? I think Ruff is rubbing off on me a little bit. I think you're rubbing off on me because a lot of the games that I played this year haven't been bad. They haven't been bad at all. I've had a lot of and even the ones I wasn't so sure about. I'm going to actually say the one that I least liked the most is actually the one we played with Blue as well. I think Space Corps didn't do it for me either.
No,
it didn't. The mechanics seemed a little wanky. I crushed everyone in the game because all I did was kept getting victory points. Because you win by victory points. So I was just doing things to get victory points. And like at the end, I had like 12, and you guys each had like 2 or 3. And I'm okay, well, we were only, there's like the game's set up to have like a first section, and then you convert to like the second phase or second era or whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it.
To be fair, they all say that first one's a little bit weak because it's like a
Right.
learning one.
Right.
It might have
Right.
got better.
And we
as-
decided ahead of time we were only going to play the
Yeah.
one era, right? So I knew the game wasn't going to go in the second era, so I wasn't doing things to prepare my civilization down the line, right? I was doing things to like immediate gratification, give me 2 victory points. I don't care if I lose this unit because I'm not going to need that unit in a couple turns.
Yeah.
You guys, on the other hand, were preparing yourself for the long
Yeah.
haul. You guys were preparing yourself. So, but it just didn't seem very interesting to me, to be honest. I'm sorry. It's probably
No,
not the
and
way of
I
the
feel the
game,
same.
but it just didn't seem compared to a lot of the other games we played, right? Fields of Fire, right? Fields of Fire,
Yeah.
that one was great. The Versailles
That's
1919,
great.
that actually that came in a close, maybe third favorite
That was
this
a good
year.
game. I'm never going to own it because we need 4 people to play it, or 3. So I can't see me owning it in the foreseeable future. Who knows though? But yeah, I'm enjoying it immensely. It's a great sort of.
Well, don't you think maybe your son and wife might play that one?
They might.
Right?
Let's
Because that
see.
would give you a 3-player.
Yeah.
Right?
Tweet says it works okay with 3. 2, no. 1, it's a little bit iffy. But I'm hoping we can get my boy playing Commands and Colours when it turns up after Christmas and see if I can get him interested in that. And then maybe we can go, yeah, I've got this one. Have a go. You can stab your dad in the back with this. And yeah, it's like that, isn't it? It's a very sort of pretending to be friends with another country and going, if you do this for me, I'll do that. And then you renege on it and they call you all the names under the sun and try and get you back. It's a really good game for a non-war-y game. I know it has a war theme just after the First World War. So yeah, looking forward to it.
My favorite new game in 2021 was Crusade and Revolution by Compass, but never played the Spanish Civil War. And his biggest surprise of 2021 was ID Jester got me to start playing my Status Pro Sports games again.
Oh dear.
Look at that. I tried, we try to help people out. That's all we do, right? We're here for the people. We're trying to motivate them, trying to get them, because be honest, right? There's a lot of games sitting on my shelf, and there's days I'd be sitting here going, oh, I'd really like to play that, but I just don't have the energy or desire to get something out. But when you watch somebody play something, it gets you in the mood, right? It gets you in the mood.
Get that out, yeah.
Any thought about Dominant Species?
That's an appeal to me. But I don't know very much about it before you throw things at me.
Dominant Species is this game is really, really good. I think Ruff would like this game if he had enough people. It's another one of these ones that you have to have enough people to play it. And it's really, really good. It's each player gets a species, like either birds or mammals or insects or something like that. And then there's a lot of tile placement on the board, and you're trying to get your civilization or your species to get obviously dominant. So it's really fun when you play with a lot of people you like and right? I played a game at a con a couple years ago. Nobody knew one another. We all got together and played, and then it's like it turns into, I'd like to attack there, but I can't because Lucy's there, and I don't want to upset Lucy and make her all mad, so I won't do that. So blah. So if you know a lot of people, you have a good group. I think it's 4, 5, 6 people. So and they have a really good I was just going to talk about that. Mike says they have a really good expansion. So it adds
is that an expansion or is it a standalone? Is it an either-or game, or do you have to have the original to play that?
I'm not sure, but I think it's an expansion.
I don't know.
I'm not sure Mike will let us know, but
yeah, he will. It's maybe have a chat with Tweez, see if we can maybe have a little if he plays it or knows of it, because he's got a lot of games. Alien Bug
Alien
Hunt.
Bug Hunts. Yeah.
That's the
Mike says it is a standalone. Sorry,
Yeah.
it is a
All right,
standalone.
thank
Okay.
you. I think that Alien Bug Hunt has been getting some good reviews. It's loosely based on the Alien films. I think it's not
Right.
the Alien films, but
Right.
it's got
Yeah.
some good, fun reviews.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you get the right one because there's like literally 3 Alien games that came out this year.
Mm.
So, I just got like Alien Overload. You know, it's like I don't know what the difference between them is. So, kind of took the luster out. You know, I guess took the kind of the luster out.
Favorite non-war game, I think, with my family anyway, is the Legendary Encounters Alien.
Oh, really?
That's
See,
their
now
favorite.
I would have guessed Shadows of Brimstone, but
I know they enjoyed that as well. But when I said, "What should we play over Christmas?" You know, we haven't done the Aliens. That keeps beating us. Let's try that one again. So yeah, but Shadows of Brimstone. So yeah, I think that wins by a nose.
really,
Yeah,
wow.
just.
Did you guys play a
We haven't had a
game over
chance
that?
yet. We haven't had
Oh,
a
okay.
chance yet. I hope to do
All right.
some like next week. Now, sort of Christmas is dying down, getting ready
Right.
for the new year. We're just going to chill out and maybe play some games. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, but then
I got. All right. Oh.
Mike said there's a tabletop simulator model for Bug Hunt, so we're going to get together next year and.
Okay. We got a lot to do with Mike. We want to get another tank duel game going with him for sure. We want to get Mr. President going, which I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but I actually was invited. Tony and Mike invited me to watch them play Mr. President the other day. And I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to share or talk about. So I will not be able to give you guys any information until Mike says it's okay. But you know how Tony is, right? Tony played. All I did was watch and just learn and see how things were. So, okay, I can talk about it. Okay, so that's good. Can I show him some screenshots? Am I allowed to show him some screenshots? Because when I was there, I actually took some screenshots of some stuff. So, let me know if I can share screenshots from the thing or not. But Tony is this kind of guy, right? Where he gets something in his head and the other stuff. Oh, I can share. Oh,
yeah. Oh, right.
Screenshots.
I'm not sure again. Yes. Being a Brit. That's not my only problem. I'm a Brit, not from across the pond.
Now I have to. I'm wondering, did I?
It looks like a big footprint, Carl. Yeah, but it's a solo game. Of course, that's really, I need to be convinced that I'm going to enjoy the subject of the game. So I need to watch a few playthroughs and see if it's my sort of thing. But I like the look of it.
Interesting.
But again, I suppose that will be on Tabletop Simulator, Carl. So you can always play it on that. We get a copy of the game.
I actually put them in my recycle bin because I'm like, I probably shouldn't have these because I don't want to accidentally click on something, and I wasn't 100% sure. All right, so Mike says we're going to print very soon, so he doesn't mind me sharing this. Okay, well that's good. So here's my initial thoughts on the game. Super, super, super excited to play it. Although people like Tony shouldn't play it.
Bless him.
Because Tony was like, oh, I know how this game plays because I played it before. So I'm going to put this unit here and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and it's going to screw up the game.
Tim's got
Every single card or every single event that came out screwed him so bad. He was like, "Oh, I don't need public relations this early in the game," and like his public relations went from like really kind of in the middle all the way to like, or it was not public relations. It was his relationship with the Senate went from medium all the way down to the lowest you can get, like within the first 15, 20. Hang on, I got to block a user that came into the show. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so let's show you here. This is
Tim is saying, just pretend that we won the American Revolution and it's the Her Majesty's Royal American Government.
all right. So I'm just making sure before I post, Mike, everything is okay to share, or there's something not. Let me know. But just keep in mind, guys, the stuff that we have here is still, I don't know if it's final development or if they're reworking some of the graphics or whatever.
Bear that in mind, chaps and chapesses.
Just keep that in mind. I don't know. This is just a Kickstarter. It's not what's coming in your box. So this is what's on the Kickstarter. So just keep that in mind. Oh, you're going to do a live stream with Tony and yourself real soon anyways. Okay, so here is...
Cool, look at that. It's a lot of it.
It looks like a lot, but I'll show you some other screenshots as we narrow in a little bit. But this is kind of the overview screenshot that I took. This is your different locations throughout the world. Basically, each of these have their own special box. Like this one here is the Middle East. Here's South Central Asia. Here's Asia and the Pacific. So you have different countries, and you have to worry about how the relationship is with you and how the relationship is with everybody else. Here's just over here on the right-hand side is just your different markers and counters that you're going to use to keep track of things. So that's screenshot number 1. Screenshot number 2.
Does look cool.
This is kind of the left side of the board. This is kind of your main. This is where you keep track of most of your relationships and statistics. So Tony's here. Where was Tony's? I think this is the Senate here. You can zoom in a little bit. Oh, Homeland Security. This is your relationship with the media. This is your relationship with other countries. Then you have different tracks up here to keep track of things. And then the whole game is kind of these operation cards, which are kind of up here in the top. And you're going to play, you're going to do certain things. This is basically your turn sequence right here is your turn sequence. And this is really cool because you just follow along. You have like a little counter and you go, okay, do this. Then you move the counter to the next thing, do this. And some of these steps you just will skip based on what's going on in the world. Like you will draw a chit here. And then you have a possibility of drawing another chit or another chit, depending on what this first chit was. So when Tony drew his first chit, it was a one-time use chit, and he didn't need to draw another chit. So those two boxes just disregard. So you just follow through, you just move through the track, and on certain spots, you're going to draw cards, you're going to do things that are going to alter the play. And let's see here. Here's kind of a closer shot on one of the different regions. Most of the regions, which are really cool. Like I said, I didn't know anything about the game, zero. But after just watching Tony and Mike play for like an hour, I was like, oh, didn't you miss that? And they're like, oh yeah, we forgot to do that. So yeah, it's pretty easy the concept and everything is pretty simple. It just looks like there's a lot going on because there is a lot. There's a lot of things that, if you like games where you do something and it alters a lot of other things, you're going to love this game. So
it looks cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's really, really neat. And here's kind of a close up on some of the tracks. You're going to keep track of things. like Homeland Security and your media, and then here's your turn track. And then your party relations are up here, your cabinet. You're going to be drawing to see who your vice president is, who your different cabinet members are, and each of them are going to have certain abilities that are either going to help you or they're just zeros, so they don't give you any kind of bonus and stuff. And then here's kind of a look at like the cards up in the top left-hand corner. Is you can see Tony drew like the worst advisors ever. So like his vice president was like a 001 and or maybe a 000. I forget what it was. But ones are good and zeros are like they don't give you any bonus. And then you can see like a card up here. You're going to flip a card and basically follow along the text and follow along in the book to find out what's going on. We just looked at that one. Let's see what else we have here. So here's so you make decisions like 1 through 6. What's the most important? As for Tony, you can see each one of these is numbered. So number 1, he put in improving his relationships with Congress because, like I said, his relationship with Congress went down the toilet right off the bat. And then his second choice was relationship with the press. And then third is going to be his domestic crisis. Fourth is economy. Fifth is going to be his cabinet. And then sixth was Homeland Security. And like I said, the event he drew was like something to do with Homeland Security. And he had it as like his sixth objective, which really ended up not working out well for him at all. But, and then here's kind of a screenshot of the other side where you're keeping track of, you're going to have up to 5 wars going on at a time that are other countries that are having issues with one another. And the one that Tony and Mike played, they had, who was it going at it? It was like Russia and India or something. I forget who it was, but it was. So you got to keep track of what's going on in the wars as well, even if you're not involved in it, because there's still stuff that you need to watch and make sure and take care of. So really cool. I think I've got this on pre-order. I think it's going to be awesome.
Well, for us over here, Cole's just reminded me, I looked at it before, and I think it's set in the Victorian sort of Edwardian period. There's one called Prime Minister.
Yes, yeah, I hear that's coming out next year.
Take a look at that. And hi to the OG.
OJ's in the house. And don't forget, Peter, guys.
And Peter's put a comment about Heart of Darkness. Source of the Nile, actually, weirdly, I think the OG did a playthrough of Source of the Nile, if I remember rightly. And this Heart of Darkness, the chap we mentioned at the beginning, Solo Board Gamer, has done a playthrough of it. So of the new Heart of Darkness, which is like a sort of remake of the Source of the Nile game from the days of black and white television. Yeah. You got that right out.
I'm certainly not the expert because I've never played. I just watched them, but yeah, it was really fun, and just watching how the interactions with, oh, you think you're okay, and this one's not doing okay, so I'm going to bump it up a little bit, and there's a lot of decisions you need to make. And then like these events will come out and be like, oh my God, why didn't I do this? Oh my God, because now this is going to happen. And then because this happens, then this other thing's going to happen. And it's like, oh my God, how am I going to stop that? It's one of those games. So it's obviously I guess I would call it a new breed of game, right? I don't think there's much like this out, So I would call this like a new breed of game, but I think it's going to be a big hit for a lot of people out there. And hopefully, if you guys don't have it pre-ordered, get it pre-ordered because
I'm going to have a look at it again. My only concern is, I know people try to explain to a sort of dim Englishman how your government structure works, but that's my only problem. Is do I understand what's the Senate, for goodness sake?
to be honest, that part of it is very, very. There's a lot more to worry about than that. So, right. So, like, your prime minister has people that like under him that he has to like.
Well, he has his government, his cabinet ministers and
Right.
ministers.
So it's basically the same thing. Our president has their cabinet members to do things like a domestic one and a foreign advisor one,
you get Ministry
and
of Defense.
the vice president, and then he has a military advisor. So when things come in that are like military, then you look at your military advisor, and then you're gonna see if he gives you a bonus in anything. So,
all right, yeah, I'll have.
I don't think playing over there is going to be much different as long as you just think, oh, instead of Mr. President, it's going to be Mr. Prime Minister.
Okay, I'll have another look, but I'm going to have another look at the Prime Minister game as well. Didn't hit me.
Is there an event for the Mitras for the past or something? No, I don't know. I didn't see an event like that, but there could be like, oh no, wait, there is scandal at the White House. We did come up with a scandal at the White House when they played. I do remember that. I mean, it wasn't like a specific scandal, but there was a scandal that came up. I remember that. Yes.
All right. There's always scandals in government, for goodness sake. And yeah, private public, I get that. I can understand war.
Oh, and private public says something very important. I never knew anything about fighting a war on terror.
But still plays it.
But he still plays it.
Yeah. Labyrinth, yeah. So yeah, okay. We'll see. I'll have another look. Got to be a bit careful. You know me. It's we talked about it yesterday. Yesterday, the War Gamers Anonymous. Hi, my name's Ruff, and I buy war games, and everybody claps.
Welcome
no, my name's Ruff, and I haven't bought a war game in 2 weeks. So it's a bit like that. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, I'll have a look at it. And I'll look forward to Tony and Mike doing the live stream. I'll check that out.
Yeah, they definitely want to check out Mike and Tony because they played it together. And like I said, they're probably still working out some of the systems and everything that you have to work through. But
he did say they're doing a live stream pretty soon, so that'll be good fun to watch.
Right. Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Just trying to find where it was. Yeah. So I'll look forward for a notification for that.
I'm sure Tony will post it on our Facebook group.
He won't shut up about it. Don't worry, we'll know about it. Yeah.
We'll know about it. When we know, we'll let you guys know. So anyways, this all got started because we were talking about Mike. So we have Tank Duel to do with Mike. We got hopefully another Wolf Pack we're going to do with Mike. We need to get what was the other thing we were going to do with Mike? Something. We just talked about it a little bit ago.
The alien bug thing.
Oh, the alien bug thing. We can do that with him as well. So we're going to be doing a lot with Mike. I think that'll be fun. A lot of good stuff with Mike, and hopefully with you guys as well. Hopefully you'll be along for the ride.
They are good fun. It is, and I keep saying, I know we've been playing games solo because of what's going on, and when we video, we play the game solo, and they're great fun to play. And I've had this chat with Stigler. He's all for playing face to face. Don't play solo. But I enjoy that. I enjoy playing solo, but I get a different type of enjoyment playing with real people, like with Tweez or yourself, or with Mike or whatever, Tony. It's great playing with people. You can take the mickey there, and they do take the mickey, and have a great laugh. So yeah, I am now a convert to even though I don't like Vassal, but I'm a convert and I recommend it. And Tabletop Simulator, go play people. But come back and play a game on your own as well, because you get a different type of enjoyment out of it. It's all good. Play them all.
Yeah. There are, we've talked about it, but there are a lot of advantages to playing these games because 9 times out of 10, they'll already have the scenario set up for you. So you're just going to click on setup and then choose your scenario, and it's poof, there everything is. So if you're playing like a monster game of, I don't know, the Dark Summer or whatever, you can just start the scenario up. You don't have to find the counters. You don't need to put them out, so there's a lot of advantage. There's a downside. I'm not saying everything's rosy and cheery, because sometimes you're looking for counters and, having to go through menus, and that whole thing slows down. And like, I can literally just pick up my counter and put it on the table like that. It's like, come on, I should be able to do that.
Yeah, where the heck is it? But I prefer to play solo games with the real McCoy. I do enjoy me pushing my cardboard about. If I'm playing with other peeps, then Vassal or Tabletop Simulator, yeah, it's got its advantages. Like when we were playing Fields of Fire with Tweez, we just turn up. He's all set it up for us. It's all ready to go. And same with Versailles, and same with me and him playing Death Valley. It's I'm not a great fan of it, but I'm a fan of the fact that you can play with people wherever in the whole
the other
world.
advantage is, what I've been using it for in the last month is to get together with people that actually have played the game before and learning from them and having them teach. Because like in the last couple weeks, we learned how to play Storm Above the Reich. We learned how to play Labyrinth. We learned how to play Fields of Fire, which we're actually hopefully going to get on the table today. So that's like 3 games that have been sitting here doing nothing because I didn't know how to play them. And a lot of people like myself, you can read a rule book, but it doesn't make any sense until you see it in motion. You see how things work together. That's why going to see Mr. President was so important for me, because Tony and Mike can talk to their blue in the face about what the game does and everything. But until I see it in motion, and I say, oh, okay, this is the track to do this, and these are the cards. These are the ones that screw you. Got it. These are the different locations in the world. You got to make sure everything's working out there. Oh, got it. Yeah. And I can understand it. But if you just explain it to me, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's why rule books, they don't need to print rule books anymore.
Well, I get what you're saying, but I've found that as well. Like with Death Valley, read the rule book, but with Tweezers going through it with me, I don't know everything, don't know all the nuances. But when I read the book now, the rule book, it won't be like a foreign language. I know a bit what's going on because I've been taught it. The same with you and Storm Over the Reich. The same with me with Wing Leader. He taught me Wing Leader. Will I buy the game now? No, I don't think so. But I enjoyed playing it, and it was great. I didn't have to learn the game. And we're now going to be playing Red Storm next year, or a couple of weeks' time. That rule book is something else. But if he teaches me the basics, when I go back and read the book, I'll know a bit more what's going on. They're great. When people are willing to teach you games and have the patience, then it's great. Brilliant. All kudos to you.
Peter says, when doing Vessel, use the window settings so you can make the mouse larger and higher contrast so it's easier to see moving. Yeah, that's a good suggestion from Peter. Absolutely. Because Peter is going to be sending me a game shortly, so we should all do what Peter has to say. I'm sure. So good idea. So I think, I learned Lambert, so I'm trying to get that on the table. We learned Fields of Fire. Oops, I keep doing this the wrong way, right? So I'm trying to get that to the table because I learn best, right, by watching somebody play or teaching me and then going and doing it myself, right? Because then I can use the experience of watching and learning how they did things. And then you always run into situations where you didn't come across when you were watching the person play, or they didn't explain it to you. So then you have to think about, well, how would this game handle this, or whatever, and then you might have to even look in the rule book for it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great being taught the game, and watching videos and being taught makes it easier because you know what to do. And Fields of Fire got a lot of bad press, but I think it's a cracking game. It really is. Once you
especially
get
when you don't clip your counters into stop signs.
I know. But the other ones are all nicely clipped. The Fields of Fire too. I know. I still might give it a go next year. It might be.
Is it going to be on your list?
It might be. I'm not going to say anything. It might be. But a lot of people are doing it. Solo Ball Gaming's doing it, and some other people are doing it, I think. And Dave's Gaming Cave did it. Is it overdone a bit? Because let's see. Yeah, you're right. It's one of those games that has the rule book is the rule book, and hopefully they bring it out.
To be honest, now, okay.
Yeah.
The rule book could have been better. So let's start off there. But after watching after playing with Blue and then watching Solo Gamers stuff, and like I said, when he comes across something that we didn't come across, I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Like, we didn't have, say, for example, medium machine guns. If they're shooting through like an open hex or through an open card into like say your units are here, then there's an open hex, and then there's where the machine gun, they can create like this line of fire through it called, I forget what it's called, but you can remove the counter off of there, so you don't need to check that because they wouldn't use that kind of fire if they had enemy units there. Yeah. So like the medium and heavy machine guns can do. I'm sure Private Public will tell me what the terminology is. I don't know the exact words, but Solo Gamer came across that, and we never had that. So I'm like, oh, so I went to read the rules on the section. The rules explained it pretty well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, yes, the rules have got a bad rap, but are they as bad as people make them think?
I think as a game you need to study. The rule book you have to study, but they're like most rule books, and we were talking about this yesterday briefly about the case centered rule books. I think Ardy and Dan were talking about with a designer. You can't learn a game from case because it just goes through the rules. You learn it through like the playbook or through examples of play and all that sort of thing, and then go back to the rule book as a reference. And I think that's what you have to do with Fields of Fire. It's just get it out. I did. It was my first game I ever bought, and I thought, 64 pages. Oh, that's a bit rich. And I played through it. I guess I played it wrong, but I thought this is a cracking game. And then you go back and read. It's one of those games you play, do something, and go, hold on, and then find that rule. So it takes a while. It takes a lot of time because there's lots of little realistic rules in it. But yeah, fantastic game. I'm less frightened of it now because of people doing it, because of we played it.
Right. I mean, when I first bought this, and then like when I got the second volume in, I'm like, I am dumb. Why did I order this? I'm never going to play this.
Maybe you're saying it.
And we played. Yeah, I think I even talked about that when I opened it up.
You opened it.
I did my live unboxing. I'm like, why did I ever buy this? Because I'm never going to play it. Does anybody want to buy this?
No, give it a chance. No. And there you go. Now you're hooked. Yeah.
But now I'm like, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I've seen several different playthroughs.
Yeah.
I've seen, a lot of the situations. I've been going through, as you guys can see, I've actually got my rule book open to a certain page here, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, we did this. Yeah, I remember this. Yep. Oh, okay. All right. Yep. And I'm like, oh, okay. Check it off. I know this section. All right. Well, mines, booby traps, and claymores. Now, we never came across mines, claymores, or booby traps. No. So I'm like, whoa, well, if this comes up in a game, I don't know what I need to do about that.
But in the
sniper, we never got a sniper either. Snipers have special rules, and snipers.
Fuckers, yeah. God, they are. No, we didn't get one. I've played a game with a sniper, and he just sits there. You can just, oh, jeez.
He sits there until you spot him,
or he
and
runs
then
out of
once you
ammo.
spot him, and then he runs away. He
Yeah.
runs away.
Yeah.
He keeps running, so you can't box him in. Yeah.
Oh, it's swine.
But when he runs away, he loses spot his status. So then you
Mm.
got to respot him, and oh yeah,
Mm.
snipers seem like they're a real pain in the bazookas.
Yeah,
right?
and the old tukas. Yeah, yeah, they are. But that's great. You know, it's a great thing to get, and yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I might. Yes, I might have a go.
And
But
then
again,
the other thing is you start, as you see more people playing, you get more of a like, oh, you have this terrain bonus in the corner, right?
yeah, yeah.
And you start to realize, oh, these terrain bonuses are really important, right?
I'm not
Because
going
they
to go
can,
up that way. I'm going to go this way because I've got more cover with this terrain bonus. Yeah,
right. And you can realize, oh, when the enemy's attacking you with a -3 versus a 0 because you're out in the open as opposed to in cover, you're in big trouble. And then, the whole, in the book, it explains that you can split squads, but it never gives you a reason why you would want to do that.
No,
It
it's only
never says, it's like a note or something. You
this is
don't
good
move
advice.
up platoons, but all together. You should split squads. This is why you would do that.
And I noticed, I think Solo did it when he did it. He split them as he was starting, so he had to use an activation or an action point. But I think you can split them and have them ready as what do they call it? Teams.
The weapon teams or the fire teams or assault teams.
So you can split them into assault teams ready before you start, so you can save yourself a couple of points.
Well, see that brings up like a perfect point, right? So when you split off a squad from your platoon,
well, you split off an assault team from your squad, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah, no, I know.
Split off a team off of your squad. You're correct. You can either do an assault squad or you can do a assault squad or a what's the other one called? Assault squad and a what's the other one?
Assault team, and I think fire team is what's left.
Fire team or assault team. So you get a fire team or an assault team. So what is an assault team good for? What is a fire team good for? Because they have different things they're good at, what they're not good at. So you can start going, oh, I should probably use, because assault teams have point blank, which means they can only fire on the card they're going into.
But they're the ones you send in to see what's in that terrain. You go guys, and go and suss that one out for us.
Right.
Don't send your whole squad in.
Right, exactly, because unless you're more braver. That's one of the hardest things about solitaire games when you play them with multiple people cooperatively. Do you find a lot of things that you just didn't get playing by yourself?
Yeah. There's more chance to come up when other people are thinking differently to you. Things will come up, and that's a good thing. So when you come back and play it, like you just said, when you come back and play it solo, you remember when so and so did that, he come across that because he did that certain thing which you might not have done because you think differently to him or her, so you're right. Playing cooperatively,
I think there's a lot of advantages of playing with different people because everybody has different strategies, they have different experiences from other games that they played, so they might play completely different, right? I have never lost, for example, a scenario of Legendary Alien. Ruff has never won a.
We've got through the first one, and then the second one is
you beat the first scenario.
The first one, yeah.
Okay.
And then the second one, that's a bit harder because you've got to track the thing in the thing at the same time as having that thing, and it's great fun. But learning from other people, you steal their good ideas to add to your.
You see. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Like when the aliens come out to the little board in the center, they're like twice as dangerous.
Yeah.
Like the little face huggers. Those things will mess you up so fast. You've got to get rid of these face huggers.
That's a priority. Yeah, because we found that. I think your boy couldn't get this thing off.
Priority.
Yeah,
for sure.
So you learn, and you think, get rid of that as soon as you can. And and it's like war games. You learn. People say, "Oh, I didn't think of that." That's it. Or that's what that rule means. Or I didn't realize you had to do that. So yeah, playing with other people is cool. Yeah.
Right. It's like ASL, Advanced Squad Leader, right? And the old skulking. You know what skulking is?
Well, yeah. Well, if it's the same as what's the video game I used to play? Crikey.
It's probably not the same thing.
Well, you're hiding. You're hiding all the time.
Yeah. So, like, if I'm the offensive player, you're the defensive player, right? I get to move all my guys and shoot all my guys, and then you get to do the same thing. Well, if let's say I'm the defender of a scenario and you're the attacker and you're attacking I got guys in a church. I'm protecting a church, right? So my job is to protect the church. Well, when it goes to my turn, I can move my guys or I can shoot my guys, but then you can fire back at my guys. What skulking is where you take all your units and you move them behind the church. So you can't shoot anybody because I've got them all hiding behind the church. And then at the end of my turn, you get what's it called? Advance. You get to advance all your units. So then what you do is you advance them back into the church. That's what skulking is.
Right.
So we don't learn that, right? But professional players, they know this rule where it's like, oh, I'm defending the church. I don't want to shoot your guys, so you can shoot me because I'm defending the church. I would rather just move my guys out of the church behind the church so you can't shoot them, and then we'll move back in the church and make you come out in the open.
Isn't that a little bit gamey, though?
It is gamey. Yes, it absolutely is gamey, but it's the rules, right? That's the way the rules are written. It is gamey. A lot of people, that's why it's called skulking, because it's like, oh, you're going to skulk?
Yeah.
You're gonna hide your units from me so I can't attack you, you coward.
Yeah, and it used to be camping in the one I used to play, which I can't remember the blooming name of, and you'd camp and wait for people just to walk past and go bang, and then move off because they'll come and get you. Yeah. So they're normally snipers. So what you do is you find somebody who's camping and you'd go after them and you creep up and stab them in the back, and then.
Oh, you're talking. I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
It's a Steam game.
It's an Xbox game as well. Yeah.
Does it have the engineer class in it?
No, it's just a single. You're running around with a gun.
Is everybody a different class?
No, not really. You can get different equipment, but it's normally a sniper will sit there and find somewhere at the top of a tower and just pick you off. And then
not what I was thinking. I was thinking there's a multiplayer game that like you have snipers, you have engineers, and you have.
Yeah, no, it's not as complex. You just run around shooting people.
Okay.
But the campers used to go after them. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah. So like everyone hates it when somebody does it to them, but if you're the defender, you're like, I can do this because of the rules.
Yeah. I mean, it's just something that people did to annoy you. They would camp, and you'd walk past and get shot. And,
right. And you get shot from nowhere.
Yeah, and that's all they do. They just sit and wait. They don't actually interact with the game. Yeah, they just sit there.
They just find an area and just wait.
Yeah, and then move off. When you've shot, you move off. Or if they're stupid, they take 2 or 3 shots, and by then you found them, and you creep up behind them and stab them, and that was fun because they get the
revenge.
They get the right up then. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like
I can't remember.
Peter knows all the dirty tactics for some reason. He knows all the dirty tactics. For sure. But yeah, I think playing with other people, you learn other things. You might even learn something that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
And even if you played the game multiple times, I think that happened with me sometime. What game was it I was playing?
Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I remember.
Call of Duty. Oh, okay. Sure, Call of Duty. How could you not remember that one?
Yeah, used to love that.
Oh, it's turned into a. Yeah, we won't even go down that path.
No,
we won't even go down that path.
It was good in the day.
How many non-war games did you play this year?
Legendary Encounters, Aliens. We played Shadows of Brimstone, only a little bit. I've got loads of things to go with that. I played, but on my own, Shadows of Kilforth. They're on Kickstarter for a new one.
I was just going to say, I just got an email a couple weeks ago that they were having another Kickstarter for them.
Yeah, and another version.
And I was like, I should probably get on this, but
they're over here. They're in my part of the world.
Right.
So
because I was thinking, like, just for the reprint of the whole thing that you've missed and everything, I'm thinking, oh, that's like. And they see that funny symbol for your quids or your squids or whatever they're called.
It comes from the Romans. That's how old we are. That thing is it means Libra, and it's an ancient thing because we are ancient civilization. But you're going to start having to pay $60-$70 shipping because
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, by the time I get
and I'll pay 15 quid.
There's two main games: Gloom of Kilforth and
Shadows.
Shadows of Kilforth. And there's two expansions, and then the new one. You got 5 games, so that's 180 squid, and then shipping is going to be another 100 squid. And I'm like, I don't know. That's going to be kind of expensive.
And I don't know. You haven't played the game, have you? So.
I have not. I've seen some plays.
Oh, right. Just at least you've seen some play.
I know the artwork is spectacular. Yeah. Absolutely spectacular. But I've not played the game. But I love my card games, right? I love my card games.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It's cards down. And the reason you get the expansions, pimp my game up sort of thing, they're called. Whereas the terrain cards, if you like, a bit like Fields of Fire, you put them out in a grid. They're normal size, same as those, but the pimped up ones are tarot size, so they're even bigger. They're lovely.
So you get to see,
fantastic.
That's what this is the terrain cards on this should actually be. To be honest, they should be tarot card size because you need.
A bit of space on them.
You need more space on these because you got multiple. Most of them have multiple locations. Not all of them, but most of them. Like this one here in the orchard has 2 locations, right? So you're gonna have 2 locations plus the guys that are not in any location. Plus you need volume of fire card or chits, crossfire chits. I mean, there's you can have up to 20 chits on one little farm.
Yeah,
there's a lot. And I mean, you're gonna have to stack them up just to keep everything. So these, if they can make them tarot size, that would probably be a good idea.
See, this one, the second one, I know we're going off topic, but this one, the first one was like fantasy with goblins and hobbits and things. This is Japanese sort of theme.
Oh, so it's Eastern themed. Okay.
It's all very Japanesey, and it's let me find. Just trying to find some of the cards, but I can't find them now. But again, look, you get loads of this sort of stuff in it, and it's really cool. It's a cool little game. I'm trying to find. I can't find them. But
do either of you two gents had a chance to play Dark Ages, Holy Roman Empire, or Dark Ages, Heritage of Charlemagne? Not really a war game, but as an old war gamer, I like it. Dark Ages. I don't know what that one is. Maybe I've played tons of games, so I'll have to let me look it up.
It's trying to find them, I can't know where my blooming cards have gone. We call them tarot card size. Put them somewhere. But yeah, the art is fantastic on them. And I'm in an R in. I'm thinking, oh crikey, do I do it? Do I not?
Huh. So the Dark Ages Holy Roman Empire looks like came out in 2021.
Yeah, brand new.
Looks really good. Let's see what pictures we have here. You got a ruler card, technology cards. Yeah, don't forget to click that like button or gently stroke it and vote for Ruff to be the
bless you, Private. Bless you.
NEH Grownard of the Year. I agree. He should be.
Oh.
Interesting.
It looks interesting, but
does look interesting. A lot of nice components. I'm gonna let's see if my shop has it. Dark Ages. Oh, they do. They don't have it actually. Oh, there's a lot of expansions for it.
Oh, I see that's the thing, isn't it?
Oh, wow. There is a. But they don't have the base game. That kind of is interesting. Looks like another Shadows of Brimstone where they come out with a million expansions for some reason.
I mean, you can go bonkers with that. And I've decided, like Warfighter, I've decided for the moment, Shadows of Brimstone, Warfighter, I've got more than enough stuff to get on with as it is. Shadows of Brimstone, I recommend either one of the base games and the Frontier Town if you want to get an expansion. Because
I get to talk about my game, my favorite non-war game.
No,
that's right. I asked you, and then we've been talking about you for the last 45 minutes.
No, you didn't ask me.
Yes, I did ask you.
You asked me what's your favorite war games.
No, I said, did you not? I said, how many non-war games did you play? And you said, and you started going through them, and then you went on this 45-minute tangent about yourself.
All right, so we played Legendary Encounters Aliens, we've played Shadows of Brimstone, I've played Shadows of Killforth on my own. I've also played the Elder Signs on my own as well. So a little few.
I played quite a few. I got a lot of really good ones this year.
What's your favorite?
And a lot of them play really well solo.
That's what you want.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Elder Sign.
Yeah.
That is
fun.
Really, really good.
Fun, isn't it? I've only got the base game.
Elder Sign is really, really good, especially with all the expansions, because it adds just a ton of stuff. Just Fantasy Flight. As much there's a lot of games they come out with. When they come out with a really good game, they come out with like 20 expansions for it, which can be a pain in the ass, but it's also really good because it really gives you a lot of playability and replayability and everything.
And the quality is great,
And the quality
is great, really,
I also picked up number 2, Mystic Veil this year, which was really interesting, and I rejected it for the longest time because I'm like, I love my card games, but this is just a wanky. This is the one where you have the tarot cards and they're clear sleeve, and you buy a card and you slide it in. So you have like 3 different cards on a sleeve.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And
how does that work out for you?
Pretty good. I like it. It's pretty good. It's actually, I bought just the core game because I'm like, all right, fine, it's on sale. God damn it. I'm seeing this pop up every month. I'll just buy it so it stops freaking popping up. And then after I bought it and played it, I'm like, oh, I like this. And I bought every single expansion for it. Every single one. It is really, really good. Really, really good. And one of the expansions gives you a solo variation like a solo bot you're playing against.
Yeah.
So that was really good. I bought another one that I have yet to get to the table.
Well, I've got one. I've got to get to the table, and that's Folklore. And I've got all the expansions for that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's supposed to be bonkers, that game.
Oh my gosh. Robinson Crusoe. Yes, with I bought all the expansions as well, and it almost got on the table the other day, but it didn't
Quite
make
a complex game, isn't it?
No, it's not complex at all. I don't think it's complex at all.
Oh, well, mind you, what's complex to us is probably not complex to people who play board games.
Does it have a complexity meter or just not? I don't think it's I don't think it's complex at all. I mean, you're basically putting your little meeples out to do different activities, and then you just go through the steps to find out how much. Oh, yeah. Sentinels of the Multiverse. That's right. Yes, Sentinels. Probably my number one favorite this year, Sentinels of the Multiverse. And their Kickstarter should be here any day. So they did a Kickstarter back in June to reprint the game with not new, kind of fine balancing everything and wording things. You know how some of the cards are like, what does this mean? Type. So they reworded some of the game components, and kind of changed some of the cards and the mechanics a little bit. But yeah, Sentinels in the Multiverse. And not only that, but the Gauntlet expansions. So there was a guy that loves Sentinels of the Multiverse so much, he started making his own characters and producing his own cards for the characters. He got so good at it, the company said, I'll tell you what, you can sell these and we'll take some of the, as like a kickback. And those characters are really, really good. Really, really fun to play. So, but they're expensive because you got to get them from drive-through cards.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Lots of stuff.
Else did you play?
Non-war games. That's about it. I haven't played Folklore. I've got all the 3 boxes for that. That looks a good game. I just haven't. Needs a bit of space.
Folklore. That seems really good.
It is.
That seems really good. I need to maybe get that one.
Yeah, but the standees version, you just have the card standee. You'd have to paint model, and that's your character.
Right. And I think that's twice as good as trying to paint models nowadays.
Yeah. And I mean, what do you call it? Shadows has Shadows of Killfall. That has models if you want, but again, it's standees, so that's great. That suits me. I don't know. I've got enough with Shadows of Brimstone trying to paint all the blooming figures, which is great. Which is, they look good when you've done them, but they take forever. So
I got a question. I just thought of it because I was thinking about, you were mentioning the games, and I was thinking, I was going to ask you if you played any of the other Legendary games.
No,
you haven't played any of the others, and so I was thinking in my head while you were talking. I was thinking, what other Legendary ones? I have the James Bond. I have the regular base one, and I also have the Big China and Little. And I was thinking, you know what? We actually watched the James Bond movie that came out this year. We rented it last night. And we watched it. Did you watch it?
No. I'm sorry. I'm old-fashioned. I know. It's not as bad as people were saying it was going to be. I'll watch it when it comes on the telly. I'll watch it. I won't go to the cinema or rent it yet. And I don't like the fact what's happened at the end. What they're going to do? What are they going to do?
I think it was probably the best James Bond movie ever.
Right. It's weird how people have different views.
Because every other James Bond movie has so little story.
Of course.
This one is story to the max. And there's, I wouldn't say like twists and turns, but there is some like you're thinking, oh, like the good guy is he corrupt? Is he evil? Is he part of the bad group? What's going on here? Type thing. And so there's a few twists, and we had never heard much about this movie, so we didn't know what happened at the end. So when it happened, the wife was like, I can't believe they just did that.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say I'm only going by what I've not seen it, so I can't comment. I'll watch it. I didn't go to the cinema to watch it. I will watch it when it comes out.
Hey, Carl, how you doing, buddy?
Hey,
I was just thinking because I have the James Bond, legendary. I think you and your, I don't know if you and your family enjoy the movies or whatever.
Yeah,
but if you enjoy
like
the movies,
James Bondy, don't we? We, of course, he's a Brit, so we all do. But I think Aliens is supposed to be the best one from the Legendary Encounters.
Well, I think that was just because it was more popular. James Bond is pretty much the same as the Legendary one.
See, I like a bit of X-Files. There's an X-Files one, but people.
I got the X-Files one.
Yeah,
I have the X-Files one.
So if I got another one, what would be your recommendation? Because I think you've got them all, haven't you?
I don't have. There is a very rare Firefly one, which you can't find because it came out in very low production because of all the support for the TV show. I don't have that one. There's also Buffy the Vampire one, which I don't have.
Yeah.
Because I've never watched the show. Never once have I seen whatever her name is, Buffy. Never seen the show. Never got into it, so don't know anything about it. So I never bought that one.
Just a year or two older for it. Yeah.
Well, Carl says it's a Firefly one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't.
Oh yeah,
there's a Predator one, right? Yes. Yeah. I almost forgot about that one. There's the Predator one. I actually don't have that one either.
No.
I have the James Bond ones. I have the Alien ones. I have the Little Trouble in Big China one, and I have the Core one. And I can't tell you what other ones I have because literally that is the bottom shelf, and they are stacked, in the back and the bottom. So.
Now there's an expansion for Aliens, Legendary Encounter Aliens. I can't get. It's out of print, and I just can't get it. I've got the other. I think there's in one or two expansions for it, but this third one I can't get. It's just out of.
Okay, so the biggest problem I guess people had with the Legendary system, right, when it first came out, and some of the offshoots, was that people said it was kind of. It was fun and great, but there just wasn't enough to it, right? There wasn't enough, I guess, intrigue. You kind of knew what was going to happen. So you always knew, I have to have 6 to attack. If I have 6, I can attack. If I don't have 6, I can't attack, right? Blah, blah, blah. So with the Alien expansion that came out, they changed that, right? So they added that track that came out where the enemies now move from the hive over, and you put them face down. So you don't know what's there until you actually scan that area. So it actually brought more to the game for that. James Bond also has a mechanic like that, not as detailed as that, but they added that kind of mechanic to it. Trying to think of Big Trouble in Little China, I think it's just kind of like the generic. There's nothing like no special tracks or anything like that. So I think Upper Deck, which owns the Legendary license, realized and was hearing the feedback from people and said, "Oh, we need to like create something." So that mechanic. So the James Bond mechanic is they have a side bar.
Yes.
And every time like some of the cards come up, it's a scheme. No, not a scheme. It's a something. What do they call it? And every time that you don't complete that scheme, then their little dial goes up. And then if the dial gets all the way up, then the mastermind has completed his objective because you couldn't foil him enough. So
they are good fun.
The reason I went into all this is because you asked, which one. I think it just depends if you enjoy the Legendary system or do you like the theme is is more, if you are I like this system, it's fun and interesting to play, or if you're more of I like this game because it's got the aliens and blah blah blah. Because I'm not sure you would like any of the others because they're not
the same
set
system.
up the same way. They're set up with like the core mechanic. Most of them have just like the core mechanic.
I think I'd enjoy James Bond because I like James Bond. So, regardless of how it plays differently or what similarities are there, I think I'd enjoy that. I think because
and there's nothing better than playing James Bond when you got the different cards, right? And you got your cards, and one of there's James Bond cards, and then there's all of his allies and all of his special gadgets and everything.
Yeah.
Well, one of his allies is Pussy Galore. So you get to play with the pussy, right?
Grow up.
I'm just saying, you can play with the Pussy Galore.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's just because they're from my youth. Those films, Sean and and Roger, great.
Right. Oh,
yeah,
Predator has okay, so maybe that might be the one if you enjoy the Predator stuff.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
that might be the one that you might want to get. I don't, like I said, I don't have that one, so I can't talk about that one. But
they're quite hard to get hold of over here.
Yes,
so,
yes.
I was quite pleased.
That's that's part of 2021. I find in this year, like for me more than any other year, if you missed a game, you can't like go back and find it. You can't go back and get these games. They're like,
which is why we're paranoid.
Like the Awakening for the Labyrinth that I'm trying to find. I'm like, I know I saw that maybe a couple months ago, and I'm like, oh, I don't play Labyrinth, so I'm not going to get the expansion. Now, literally, you can't find it anywhere. It's
like games come out and they go, and you like I think I was commenting on Tony's unboxing of It's Red Dawn, is it? The Worthington game. It's now bang out of print, even though it's just come out on Kickstarter. It's gone.
Oh, well, yeah. The
Stigler
already back at it.
I know.
Yep.
You can't keep away.
Where you been? What was it? Right.
What do you think we were talking about?
They were, so like Miniature Market, right? So if you go search for war games and you're like so when you search, they have different categories. You search for war games, it always puts at the top the ones that just released. They just released, like literally just released Tarawa, and it's already out of stock. Can't get it. Can't find it.
Worthington this year have had a fantastic sort of reprise. I mean, I've heard of them since I've been doing this malarkey, but this year seems to be their year. They're bringing out game after game, and people are loving them, and they've come right up, and quality is fantastic. But they sell out.
Brand new. Soldiers and Postmen, gone. Can't get it.
Yeah.
None. Zero available. I'm like, every time, because I keep thinking, I'll just cancel these P500s and I'll just wait for them to come out, and then I can get free shipping and everything. It's like, if you don't get them the second you see them, they're gone.
It doesn't matter what game it is, war game, whatever. We are cursed with FOMO, and fear of missing out, because I know. And I have to be very careful not to order something, and I know I don't want it or I don't like it, because if suddenly you go, you know what, I've seen some people play that, it looks really good, go and find it, and it's gone. It's it. It's like,
and it's not like, I'll just go to another site and find it, right? So I was like, I played Command and Color Samurai's Battle the other day. You saw that.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't watch it, you liar. You never posted.
I did see
you
it.
Never once posted on any of my videos this year.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I don't phone people up. I don't email. It's not that they're just useless at it. I forget to do it. Forget to post. Forget to click. I don't but I did watch a bit of it. Yes.
All right. So I played Command and Color Samurai. Got it out. Having a good time. I'm like, you know what? it's been a while since I played the Command and Color system. It's pretty good. I got Ancients on order. Should be here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy the Memoir 44 one because that's right up my alley. Right?
Yeah.
I'll buy a couple of the expansions. You can find Memoir 44 everywhere. Every site you go to has it. You can't find one expansion anywhere. Not one expansion anywhere, except for the new one that just came out.
Right.
Like the Pacific War one, gone. The Eastern Front one, gone. And if you go to Noble Knight to try and I'll just pick them up from Noble Knight, right? Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, that's gone as well, is it?
Watch this.
It's a very popular but very simple system, isn't it? So
we're gonna do a search at Noble Knight for Memoir 44, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want the Overlord expansion I think you can actually, that one's pretty recently gone out of things, so it's only $44.36. So that's not too bad. But let's say you want the battle map for Disaster at Dampier, $202 on sale. $157 on sale. Are you kidding me? Here's the Pacific Theater one. Normally $25 in the store. On sale for $112.
Well, there's obviously a
Sword
need.
of Stalingrad. Normally $12.99 in the store. $156, $116 on sale. I'm like, so
Crazy,
I said, you know what? If I can't get any expansions, I'm not ordering Memoir 44.
No, because you need the expansions. Yeah, I know.
You can't find any. I've been to 5 different sites looking for expansions, and I can't find any site that. I think I found one that has the Overlord expansion, which does you no good unless you're playing with 4 people. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be playing with 4 people, so I'm not going to order the Overlord expansion.
No. Oh,
Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Cheers. Merry Christmas.
Cheers.
Peter says FOMO is.
I mean, I've done it with Panzer. I've got them all, even expansion 4, which wasn't on the P500 to complete it. Because I think I'm going to like it. It's tanks. What's not to like? So, and I've only got the one for MBT, but you can bet your bottom dollar sometime next year we'll be seeing the bloody expansions for that coming out.
Seeing another one. Hang on, I dropped some cards and I was shuffling. Sorry. Yeah, so I mean, it seems like, which is really mad because it's like, if you see something, and it's not just war games too, right? So
no,
I was looking for some of the expansions for Elder Sign. You can find 3 of them. The other ones, nowhere to be found.
It's like the last expansion for Legendary Encounters Alien. You can't get it anywhere.
Yep, Command and Color. I mean, for the Ancients, I saw one place had one of the expansions, but the other, like I said, there's normally 5 different places that order from.
Yeah.
And you can't find any expansions for them. So I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, Stig, you're right. You're right, matey. Yeah.
You're always criticism.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're terrible.
That's right. That's right.
I know. We were just talking about that earlier, Stigler, about how, we've had the chat about playing solo and playing face to face. They're both, I enjoy both, and I get different joy out of both. Playing, like say, Death Valley, that was fantastic. And you joining in as well. That's a different type of high as playing just purely solo on my own or videoing a game. Yeah, I like them both. And I even play Vassal.
Well, I mean, yeah. The problem is getting their prices and encourage them to go higher.
Yeah. If nobody bought it, they all went like you and me and go, oh, that's a bit rich. They'd come down, wouldn't they?
All right. So I have a question for people in the chat, not for Ruff.
All right.
This is a question about Ruff, right? So Ruff is always on the edge about what he's going to come up with, what he's going to play. You've heard him today. You heard him yesterday. You heard him last week talking about all the games that he's got, the new ones, and blah, blah, blah. So let's take a vote as a group of us after he's done with the game that's on his table. What should Ruff play next? So if you have a thought on what Ruff Swordsman should play next, put it in the chat, and we'll take a little end of the year vote to say this is what Ruff should start with coming up.
Look at them all, blimey. I don't know if you can see those, but
oh, there's quite a glare coming off.
Shut up! I'll move that out of the way. There we are. Shut your face.
Right. No, it's actually those ones in the background have a glare. What are those ones?
Oh, those are because the lights on them. That's the older games and the games from Stratagemata and VUCA Simulations, which I played.
All right, well, let's see what we get. We're getting Matt White says Panzer.
Yeah.
Private Public said Red Storm.
That's a couple of weeks' time.
Carl said
I haven't got that one, Carl. I haven't got it.
Oh, he doesn't have that one. Okay.
It's supposed to be a goodie. It's supposed to be a goodie.
What do you guys think? Post in the comments section. What should Ruff play first in 2021?
Thanks, John.
Carl says if you don't get it, or if you don't have it, go get it.
No, I can't. Look at it. Look.
Railroad Tycoon. It's one of the
Raccoon Tycoon. Yeah.
You have Raccoon Tycoon?
No, I haven't got that. That's what do you call it? Caverns of Cinder, Shadow of the Brimstone expansion.
Mike says Panzer with advanced rules.
Well,
Fred, no, Fred, don't get him. No, Fred. Tim says got to be Panzer.
Yeah.
So I think that's 3 votes for Panzer so far.
I think so. Yeah. And what I'm thinking, I know Mike. You know, he's like play Atlantic Chase advanced rules. Panzer.
Make that 4 as Stigler jumps in.
Yeah. I know Stigler loves the maps. They're his favorite maps. You wait, he'll come in now.
I think we all love the maps.
Well, no, it's those maps you either love them or hate them, don't you? I mean, I don't mind them. They look very, they're fine. Yeah, what I might do is I'm going to start. Yeah. That's going to be on the cards. The new Panzer Grenadier one, but next. All right, not played in the year. What do we call it? Yeah, there's things I want to play that I wanted to play this year and I haven't. Bit of lock and load, all that sort of thing. But next might be Panzer. I'm going to play the basic rules. I'm sorry, but I'm then going to play another one and plop in.
Mike just says everyone plays the basic rules.
I'm going
to be different. Give us something we can really use.
Chat it. No, what I'm going to do, because it is hard, I'm going to play the basic rules, but I'm going to plop in a couple of advanced rules. So they're all picking on me now.
They're all jumping on you.
They're all jumping on me now. Yeah.
All right. So same question for me.
Right.
Same question for me now. Oh wait, wait a minute. Everybody wait. Time out. Don't type anything in. Time out. Everyone take a break. We'll get to me in a minute. So now I get to say what I think Ruff should play. Right. And I'm going to say
John, behave yourself.
I'm going to agree with our great viewers. I think you should do Panzer for sure next. And with as many extra rules as you can possibly do.
Well, it's got to be the advanced combat, top firing rules. It's got to be the advanced.
I was actually going to, my first thought was to say lock and load tactical, right? Because it's been a long time since you've done that. You keep swearing you're going to do it, you never do. So that was my first thought, but then I thought, you know what? I think I agree with the chat because they're pretty smart. Our guys are pretty smart.
They know what they're talking
We
about.
just got all these Panzer games. If you don't jump in there, if you don't jump in,
It's going to sit there.
All they're going to do is just sit on the shelf.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, you can play the base game with most of these if you don't have infantry in it. I may do, yeah, all right. Leave that with me. We've got the 1940 French tanks we can blow up. Yeah, let me think. I might try just to make sure I've got it. Play the base game, and then do another one with the advanced rules. So
here's great suggestion. Here's my problem. You won't play it again with the advanced rules. You'll play the base game, then you'll say, well, I've got some other things I'm going to play. I'll get back to this, and you'll never get back to it.
I know. All right, okay. We'll try and do that then. We'll try and do that. And because there has been some comments saying you've got them all. Go play the advanced, do some stuff. There's not a lot online. So yeah, let's do that then.
I if you want, I can help you. We can get together sometime offline, maybe go through some of the rules together or whatever.
Yeah, we can do it, or we can even play together. I'm sure there's
wait a minute now. That would be a crazy idea.
That's a crazy idea. Whoever thought of that?
Play together, me and you, against one another?
Yeah.
We'll think. We'll get together. We'll talk about it.
I'm sure it's on Vassal or Tabletop. So
yeah, I was going to say there's probably a good module for either one of those. So maybe. Wow.
Stigler agrees. Yeah.
Your guys go right. If you don't know, here's my selections. Right there.
Right. So,
whole bunch over here. Oh, there's some in this drawer here. Right.
Pick a really hard game for him to play. Pick a really hard game.
Right. You got this. You got this. We got games behind games here, which doesn't really help, but right.
See what you started, Stigler. We're playing face to face. It's great fun, but I do like my solo stuff.
And if you've been watching and you've been listening, you probably know what games I have. So.
Red Storm, by the way, I think is the next thing me and Tweez is doing on a Wednesday. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Carl says Paths of Hell. Interesting.
That has mixed reactions. That one.
Old school. Oh, that's 100 Yards. Space Empires.
Yes,
and old school tactical. Wow, quite a variety going on here.
Yeah. Wouldn't be. They just saw the Panzers like the went Panzer. So I've got the Pacific one turning up with Commands and Color Ancients from the last P500. So I'll be interested to see maybe that might be my choice. Yeah, that's right, Matt. Yeah, some of the stuff in there I'm looking forward to looking at. Really different. I was going to ask you a question, but I'll ask you a question and he'll come back and think I've taken over.
Sorry, the doorbell rang and the wife went outside. I'm like, who the hell is here?
On Boxing Day?
Yeah, right. Matt says last 100 yards. It's a really different tactical game. I have Space Empire set up on my table.
Yeah, I've got to play that. Oh, jeez. You know.
See what they might vote for. I might add to my list of 10 games I'm playing.
Well,
right? Because I know it's going to be played. Because
yeah, everybody's raving about last 100 yards. I didn't get the first game or the airborne one. Only because I didn't think it would solo well because there's some hidden info, but Hethwell says you can get around that, which is why I've done the Pacific one because that's another core game. See how I get on with that.
Yeah, well, I do have.
Yeah, you've got
and I did an interview with Mike Denson this year.
You did indeedly,
and we got to talk. Yeah, We actually had it.
I'm just seeing what Peter's written. It's going to cost you a goodly amount, but he may well get rid of it. Look.
Late take golf. I'm talking, Peter. You got my email. Get on it. I'll send you my address. You can ship it over, and then we'll talk about what you get in return.
Going to be 4 figures.
Well, let's talk about what you get.
Money.
I've got some games that you might.
He don't want that. He wants the moolahs. He wants the squiddlies. The greenbacks.
I think he wants American games. I think is what he wants. I think that's what he would want. I've got some very, very rare games. I've got an unboxed No Time for Trumpets. Still in the shrink wrap. Right. Tim says, he wants
100 yards again. Yeah.
That's 100 yards. So I think you're stuck playing Panzer. I guess I'm stuck playing last 100 yards because the crowd has voted.
And this is next, is it not just one in the list? This has got to be next. Is that what you're saying?
First, I mean, I think first means.
Because you said, what should I play next?
Yeah, I think I think I will. I think I will start next year. It won't come out till next year.
No, it won't come out.
I'm playing
for a few weeks next year.
Fields of Fire. Hopefully tonight I'm playing Fields of Fire. So if you guys want to see Fields of Fire, Fields of Fire, come on by. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Then we're going to be finishing up our Labyrinth here. And I'm still going to try to squeeze a game of, what's it called? The World War I game. Paths of Glory. Because that was on my list and I still got a week. I still have a week and I can get it done. So I'm thinking about squeezing the game in real quick at the end because Tony was just yesterday. He's like, oh, you haven't played Paths of Glory this year either, have you?
Yeah.
I've played it. No, let's be honest. I've played it twice. But both times I only played like 1 or 2 cards. So I don't consider that a playthrough because the second time I played through, I was thinking, well, what we'll do is I'll play a card, have everyone vote on what we should do next. It can be like a cooperative thing, but I've had one person post what they want. So I'm like, well, it didn't go over very well. So.
Well, yeah, okay. I've got a commitment to try and get this.
You didn't get this, though, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, if I watch your Panzer stuff, I can learn Panzer. Yeah, and you can learn this, right?
Yeah, I want to see that. I didn't get it because of the lowish solitaireness to it.
Well, it's got a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I must have. Yeah, again, that's the same as Panzer. So yeah, I should have got it, but I've ordered the new reprint
expansion.
No, the original game. That's on P500.
Oh, you've ordered the original. Okay,
the original game. I've got Pacific coming, which is another standalone game, just to give it a go, along with Commands and Colors. So we'll see how we get on with that. It'd be interesting.
Is that going to be on your list of 10 things?
What?
Last 100 yards?
Don't know yet. No.
You don't
know.
Hey, will you tell that wife to stop and keep the noise in the background down?
I know she's got to stop sleeping in bus shelters. That's what it is.
Right?
Yeah, she's coughing.
Sounds like a hobo or something over there.
Sounding like she's coughing like coughing COVID. I mean it's
sounds like it. Good Lord.
She's got headphones in, watching some rubbish on the telly, so she can't even actually hear what we're taking the mickey out of her. So I'll just tell her. I'm just gonna mute myself.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up here shortly. So if anyone has any last questions, thoughts, comments about 2021, now's your time, because next year we get together. Next time we get together, it's going to be 2022. So if you have any last comments, suggestions, questions, whatever, speak
Be
now
careful.
or forever hold your peace.
They'll tell us. Be careful. While they're thinking about that, just hope everybody had a great Christmas if you celebrate that, or great holiday if you celebrate that, whatever you did.
Cheers to all the people that've come by all year.
Yeah.
We know it's not, it takes a lot of your time to come watch us, so we do appreciate it.
And everybody have a happy and wonderful new year.
Right. So looking forward to next year with you guys. So
yeah. Thanks, Fred. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, thanks, Fred.
It's great fun. If I didn't do it, I'd get the ump.
And don't forget, we actually still have a couple games available here.
What are you talking about?
We still have a donation from Mike. The Tank Duel Pack 1. We're going to give that away next week, I think. We're going to wait until we got together and do Tank Duel. Depending on if we can get that scheduled with Mike, I would like to have this because it'd be a great thing because we're going to be playing Tank Duel, so we would give it away. But I really would like to maybe give it away. So maybe next week.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. Thanks for all the shows. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Peter. Yeah. Peter.
He said contact him.
Peter.
Yeah.
You can make my whole year, right? You know that. My whole year is based upon you, my friend.
I'll tell you what, Peter.
Whole year.
Peter, leave a counter out. Be like a jigsaw puzzle then, wouldn't it? With one piece missing.
I make my own counters, Ruff. I make my own counters.
You made a few for me, and I've done them.
Yeah. I know. Right. I'd like to see you guys play some more.
What, singularly or as a group? Because I've got maybe Nations at War East Front playing next year, hopefully.
I'm looking forward to the Tank Duel. Good. Happy New Year, Carl. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh, Peter, if I've got to say it one more time. ID, it's not that hard. ID Jester Live. ID Jester Live at gmail.com.
All one word, yeah?
All one word. ID Jester Live at gmail.com. ID Jester Live at gmail.com. Oops, we missed a couple here. Hang on. Sorry to have missed you tonight, but thanks for another great year. Thanks, David. We do appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. You know what? With 1,500 counters or whatever there is, I don't think I'll be missing 3 of them. So don't worry about that.
He'll make them.
And because you're missing 3 counters, you're going to have to. I mean, what I can send you in return has gone way down. So you probably shouldn't have mentioned that.
He's got it now.
Okay, he's got it. Good. Well, Ruff.
Yes.
It's been another year together.
Another year. We're on our third
year. We're on to our third starting next. Oh my gosh. Is that wife okay?
I know. She's got some lurgy.
You're going to have to give her CPR or something?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Tell her you got a very important show coming up next week. You can't be getting sick. So
no, I'm gonna gag her next week.
Yeah.
Kick her upstairs. Yeah.
You got an idea of what's going to be on your 10 games? You're thinking about it.
I've got a bit of an idea. I want to think about. Well, obviously, one is blooming Panzer. I've got this. I've got to try and get that done and talk to the designer and get that. That's 16th century peasants involved in Germany, which looks very interesting. But I've got to chat and make sure I understand it. So Panzer, and we'll see.
Well, next week, have your 10. Like I said, guys, if you want to participate with us, send us your list or post them on our Facebook group or ComSim World group, and we're going to keep track, and we'll find out how many of us by December 2022 have played their 10. How do you think you did this year?
Rubbish.
We did 10 last year. How many of the 10 did you end up playing?
About 4 or 5, 4 maybe. Yeah, because stuff comes in and you go, no, I'm not going to play that. It's terrible. But this, because I'm learning from my mistakes now, I'm going to be a bit more focused, going to think about it more, and I think I really want to play this game, so I'm going to play that, and the others will have to wait their turn.
Okay. You know what you have on P500, right? So that when it does arrive, you can already be ready.
Yeah, I could say, well, do I really want to play that one, or am I prepared? I'm quite happy to put that on the shelf.
On the shelf, right?
For now, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So, like when Command and Color Ancients arrives, am I ready to jump on and put it on the table, or am I going to set it on the shelf? Am I just going
to play that with my boy and wait for the CD, wait for Stuka Joe's CDG
pack
to come out, so I can play it solo properly. We'll see.
Well, we do appreciate everybody coming out this year. Many, many great episodes, great times we've had with everyone. Great comments, great suggestions, great, just interaction with everyone in the chat. We do appreciate everyone.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah, great.
And we do appreciate all the Mike Butterjelly spent a lot of time with us this year, helping us out, teaching us Wolfpack, doing the tank duels. So we appreciate him. Herman Loopman, we love Herman. Hope he's doing okay. And everything he's done. Next year, we're going to be playing. Watch for it. World premiere of Plum Island is coming to my channel. You watch. So hopefully we'll get a tabletop simulator with the three of us and Herman.
Yeah.
For Plum Island. So watch for that. I also want to thank Mark Walker. What's up? Yeah, we're winding up right now. Okay. Mark Walker for his donations in our second year anniversary. He donated a lot of games. So really appreciate Mark and his Flying Pig Games, Tiny Battle Publishing. So thank you guys for that. David Heath. I know David's been trying to contact me. We've actually been calling one another, just haven't connected yet, but he wants to get with us and hopefully have him back on the show and get in with Lock and Load and do some good stuff with them this year as well. And OG, who's got his game coming out this year. So
it's already on digital. It's already out digitally. Yep. I'm waiting for it to come out in the old cardboard as well. So yeah.
Right, exactly.
And Matt's, thanks Matt for coming on the show.
I want to thank all of our guests that we've had on over the year. So we've had Matt White on. So thanks to Matt.
Yeah.
We've had on Mo. We had on Dave's Gaming Cave. We've had on Gimpy. We had on actually.
Did we get Kev on this year? Was Kev on this year?
I'm not sure if Kevin came on this year or not, but I have a list. Let me bring up my list of people because I had a list.
Blue Tweezers, yeah. I'd like to thank him for teaching me a few games over this year, and Jester as well. The patience to teach us games.
Actually, I think I don't have the list. So let's see if we can try to remember everyone. Well, Mike Denson came on and did an interview with me. We've had on the OG. We've had on Mitch Land.
Yeah, Next War
guy. We've had on Mike. We've had on Herman.
Yeah.
We had on Mark Walker. We've had on. Who else am I missing, guys?
We've had Mo. We've had Gimpy.
Mo, Gimpy, Dave. Blue Tweezers a couple of times.
Yeah.
Greg Smith. We got our shirts from Greg Smith. Yeah. Thank you, Fred, for mentioning that. We got our awesome shirts from Greg Smith. Let's see. Who else do we have on? Oh, Wardy Robe.
Wardy Robe, Todd,
on Wardrobe.
We had Tony on sometimes.
Occasionally, we had Tony on. That's true.
I think your wife.
We had the wives on, right? We had
Yeah,
our wives on the show. That's for sure.
that was great fun. They were very popular. I was
Yes.
a bit jealous.
Yes.
I got quite a lot of feedback.
I'll tell you what, I went today to one of my sports games guys he was live, and I was watching his stuff, and I post a comment like you guys do, and I said, hey, Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah. He actually mentioned that. He said, hey, if you don't know about Jester's channel, go check him out. He does war game, he does sports games, he plays all kinds of different games. And if you're only going to go watch one episode, watch his episode where his second anniversary, where he got him and his friends' wives to come on the show, and it was hilarious. You got to go watch that one.
It was good fun. Yeah.
Hex to Hex.
I think it was the year
We've
before.
had him on, but I'm not sure if it was last year. But yeah, Hex to Hex would be a good.
We'll try and
we got a busy time coming up, but hopefully we're going to get some new people. We're looking at. I've been in contact with the guy that did the Stuka Joe. I've been in contact with Stuka Joe. It didn't work out in December, so hopefully maybe at the beginning of the year sometime we can talk to him. And we want to get on Solo Wargamer.
Yeah, we're trying to
get him on. Who's the guy you were talking about getting on?
That was Solo, and
but you mentioned somebody else. There's a
Lonely Yorkshire Wargamer as well, another sort of newish channel. I'd like to get them on, so people are aware of them.
Right.
And some other people we've not seen in the flesh that people know as well as YouTubers. Maybe try and get some of them on if they're, just so people can meet them and see them, like we did with Tweez and Dave and all that. So there's lots out there we can.
I know Stuka Joe. We couldn't do anything with Stuka because
he was playing.
He's in a band.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of gigs around holidays. So like every time we were trying to get him on, his band was playing, so he wasn't available. So maybe that's why he's been AFK for a while, is he's probably been busy playing in the band at the holidays. So we figure we'd get together in January-ish. And of course we'll have on the regulars back on, but we're gonna try and get some new people on as well. But to be honest, me, Ruff, and Tony, we only make up really half the show. You guys in the chat are just as important as us. We love to see you guys. We love to see your comments, and we love to have you here talking with us. It would be really boring if it was just me and Ruff. Remember that first time we got together, Ruff?
Yeah.
Like the first 12 minutes we were talking to just one another until Wardrobe probably showed up, and he's like, hey, guys.
Yeah.
So it's great to hear that people are there, they're listening, and they're posting comments and stuff. So that's, you guys make.
They're all talking amongst themselves as well. They have a separate conversation.
Right. Even if you're not talking with us, you're talking with one another, which is great. So we wanted to just do another show before the end of the year, just to say thanks to everybody. Thanks for coming out, as many shows as you did. We're hoping we're keeping you entertained. We're hoping we can keep going and continue on. So,
yeah, thank you. You're appreciated.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to slightly tap
nudge that thumbs up,
just slightly, just barely nudge it.
No, hit it hard. Go on.
And Ruff, another good year with you, my friend. I don't know what I'd do without you.
No, same here.
Even Whiskey Charlie said the other day, Jester was smart enough to get a Brit on his show. So,
but yeah, no, that's cool. You two have become very important, peeps in my life, and just look forward to it. And meeting everybody, meeting designers, meeting all the people in the chat. But yeah, you two have, it's been a highlight of my since I started doing this stuff. One of the highlights is getting to know you guys. It's a shame you're across that big pond. Maybe one day.
Right.
Maybe one day.
It'd be awesome if we were over there. We can get together every once in a while. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Next week's show, guys, 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ruff, what time is that over there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m. GMT.
7 p.m. GMT.
It's earlier because we've got a lot to talk about. Is that what you're saying?
It's going to be a longer episode, and we have to quit by 5.
Right.
So, Yep. So next week, pass the info on.
Right.
2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m.
GMT. Yeah.
Crazy time over there.
British proper time.
And Pacific time would be like noon, I guess.
I
11 o'clock.
No.
So everybody, have a great rest of your year. Everybody have a safe New Year's. We'll see you guys next year. 2022 is going to be just as good, hopefully even better. We'll see everybody then.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Cheers, everyone.